Hello, everyone. Welcome to my channel. I'm, of course, your host, Mega Mike the Movie Man. We have a super fun stream planned for you all this evening. We have our Criterion pregame show. What that means is we're just getting hyped for the Criterion sale. Yes, I know it already started today, so maybe you guys already picked up some Criterion titles out there. But if you haven't, or you want to get some more, I know you're going to go shopping at Barnes & Noble a little bit more probably, or at least online. We're going to give you some more recommendations tonight. So that's going to be our first round. We're going to give you at least top 5 recommendations in our collection that you might be interested in picking up. Our second round, we're going to talk about some titles we are personally looking to pick up in the sale ourselves. And then our last round, we're going to talk about some titles we hope get to the Criterion collection in the future. So that's always the funnest round for me because we get to be creative and just let our imaginations run wild. So can't wait till we get to there. Just a reminder here, if you collect Criterion, you love movies, go ahead and mega smash that like and subscribe out there. Definitely help support the channel. Also, you can support the channel through super chats and you unlock some fun thank you videos out there. And then also consider memberships for exclusive perks. If you get a high tier membership, you can actually choose Criterion titles for me to review and unbox for you all. So if you want to see me pick up more Criterion for you all this month, definitely consider that high tier membership out there. Just once again, another fun way to help support the channel as well. But yeah, let's bring out, some amazing panel members for you all tonight. I'm not here alone. We got some awesome party people. I know this guy loves the party. We got Steve here. How you doing out there, Steve?
Good day. I got my picks already.
I know you already started early. You didn't even wait for the pregame. You're like, I am the game. I'm going to start shopping now.
Time to play the game.
Ooh, I hope we get to see a few of those later on tonight. Oh yeah, I'm excited. Did you have a good shopping experience then? Because you found some titles, obviously.
I did. I was 3 for 3. I went in there. I was surprised. It was like 6 o'clock, so it was still rush hour, and I was the only one there for like 10 minutes in that area. Nobody came. Nobody came in there. I had the whole area to myself. But they had a great selection. The place I go to in northern Indianapolis had a great selection. I was happy that I got everything I wanted. The 3 films that I want to pick up tonight were all there. So really excited about that. I want to show everybody what I got.
Oh, wow. That's awesome that you found everything you were looking for and that you actually have a large, sizable collection there to choose from. Because I remember my Barnes & Noble, I have to drive pretty far for it, and it's really not that much. It's like, I don't know, a half an aisle, if you even call it that.
Right.
So we'll see what I find. Hopefully, I can go out there tomorrow, maybe find something. That's what I'm hoping for.
Right.
One title will be a win for me if I find something in store. All right, let's go ahead and bring out another party person. You guys know this person's a party animal out there. Tony, how are we doing out there?
Yeah, party animal. I don't know about that. Doing good. Glad to be here again for another Criterion pregame show. Should be exciting. I'm looking forward to seeing what Steve has already picked up. I haven't had a chance to go out. I'm like Mike. I have to drive a distance to go to Barnes & Noble. So I work an hour away from where I live, and then if I go from work, I can get to a Barnes & Noble pretty quickly. So hopefully by Monday I'll be able to start shopping.
Ooh, I'm excited to see what you pick up. Do you have a number in mind you're looking to pick up, or?
Yeah, I have some which we'll talk about here later on in the show. But I got $200 gift card I can spend, so I'm going to try to at least use that up.
Ooh, yeah, that's going to be a lot of them. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Let's go ahead and bring out another fan of Criterion, and we know he loves movies. KB, how you doing out there?
What's going on, everyone? I feel like I'm a combination of both Tony and Steve because it's like I already did round 1 of shopping, and I also have a $200 gift card to spend this month. So I'm already dipping into that. I got home late last night, and I saw the sale was up, so I did a quick screenshot. I put it out on my Instagram story, and then I went shopping. By 12:30, I had my confirmation, and by noon today, it was in my hands. So
wow,
I'm halfway there for the month. That's how I'll put it. So yeah, I'll show you some, and then we'll talk about the rest.
Oh, that's gonna be awesome, man. I'm jealous now. I'm like, man, I wish I would have gone out the day and got some, but it's okay. All right, let's see who we got in the chat. Looks like it's popping off here. We have Collector Movie Man out there. Awesome icon image, by the way. Yeah, talking about A Quiet Place and all that. That's great. Yeah, that was a great movie. Hey, that should go to the Criterion collection. Let's get The Quiet Place trilogy out there. Collector Movie Man, he's planning to pick up at least 3 or 4 titles during the Criterion sale. That's a good amount. Yeah, you don't ever want to overdo the Criterion sale because it can add up pretty quickly. So that's actually not bad to do 3 or 4. I think I'm looking at maybe 5 or so. I always say that, and then I end up getting 1 or 2 more. So we'll see. Let's see. Collector Movie Man saying, "Don't Look Now," Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas, and Risky Business. Yeah, I got to put the pre-order in for that one right there.
Good choices.
Yep.
And the others. Ooh, that's a title right here to show off. We got Adrian, of course. Hello, Adrian.
Hey, Adrian.
Let's see. We got everybody in the chat here. We got Jane Doe. Hey, again, Tony.
Hello.
And then, of course, you got to have John Doe as well then, right? Good evening.
What's up, Jeff?
Christian Alonzo. Yo, I think you're new to the channel. So welcome to the channel. Happy you're here. Make sure you click that subscribe if you haven't already. Let's see. We got... I think everybody's... Oh, my gosh. Christian saying he got 8 titles today. Wow. Woo! That's some damage right there. Oh, my gosh. Let us know what titles you picked up. Collector Movie Man, I'm buying a $100 Barnes & Noble gift card on Monday.
Yep.
So you're buying the gift card, and then are you going to use the gift card on Criterion? So that's the question. Is there a benefit to buying the gift card and then using them on Criterion? Right?
I don't know if there's a benefit, but sometimes you can get gift cards at a percentage off rate. So you save a little bit of money off the gift card itself.
Like there's some sites that will sell you like $100 gift card for like $85.
Right.
Oh yeah, that's like Costco right there. The discount. Jeff saying, I can't wait for the recommendations. I trust everyone's opinions on the panel tonight. You're putting a lot of faith in us, Jeff. So hopefully we do well by you. We got Culture Trini saying, share some of those gift cards. All right. So without further ado, and we might have another guest joining us in a little bit. So we'll have a 5th member here on the panel tonight, but we'll get started anyway. Our first round, once again, top 5 recommendations you have in your collection. And feel free to say whatever you want on them, why you would recommend those, who you would recommend it to, because that's important as well. Because sometimes you can get burnt by somebody saying, oh, this is a great title. Everybody should pick it up. You take it home and you're like, what the heck did I just spend $25
on the waterfront? Get that one. One of Mike's favorites.
Yeah, that got a little bit of a rant today. All right. So, Steve, what do you got for us?
Well, first one. So, a lot of people like this movie. I had seen it like in the late 80s. For Martin Scorsese, I have After Hours. This is on 4K. I enjoy this movie a lot. It's a comedy, and it's kind of a dark comedy, but I thought it was fantastic. And now, obviously, everything from Martin Scorsese's coming to the collection now. A lot of his films could make it in. And then obviously Terry Zwigoff. There's a movie Ghost World. I like this movie a lot.
Good one.
Yeah.
ScarJo.
What's that one about? That's a cool looking cover right there.
It's not what you think it would be.
Is there ghosts in there? That's what I'm guessing.
Exactly, but it's funny that Dave Sheridan. There's a great scene. If you know Doofy from a Scary Movie, he does a great scene in this movie.
Officer Doofy.
Yeah, I think you'd like it. I mean, it's a young Scarlett Johansson's in it. It's like one of her earliest movies when she was 15 or 16, something like that. I enjoy this one a lot, but also I don't really push a lot of foreign films necessarily, but I think Kurosawa, a lot of people would know Hidden Fortress. Yeah, I think this is obviously one of the inspirations for Star Wars, and it's in obviously Japanese with subtitles, but I think Japanese cinema is so easily digestible to get these kind of movies. The dialogue's not extremely heavy, and the storyline's really easy to follow, and it's a very visual kind of movies. So I really enjoy that one.
Is it like action-packed Star Wars or more drama Star Wars?
it's maybe a little more drama, but there's a lot of action in it. I mean, especially in the third act, it's very much a drama kind of film. But also, someone already mentioned this one. Now that we've lost Donald Sutherland, we have a Don't Look Now.
Mm-hmm.
This is a kind of a horror movie. I mean, it's from the '70s. You know, it's Julie Christie and Donald Sutherland. It's a movie that, as you're watching it, even in the third act, you're kind of like, I'm not totally sure, and then you get to the last, final scene, the series in the movie. It's like all of a sudden you get it, and it really hits you, and all of a sudden you remember everything you've seen in the movie and how kind of chilling it is at that point. It's like, all the warning signs and stuff. And then obviously Robert Altman. I saw this movie last year for the first time. It's a 3-hour movie, but the movie is Shortcuts. I like this movie a lot. There's like 26 cast members or something like that. That's why the movie's so long, because you have so many people that are introduced, and then you have to kind of tie up those stories. But I think it's really interesting. Just for 3 hours, it kept me engaged the whole time. And I love Robert Downey Jr. is in this when he's really young. So many great stars are in this movie, and there's a kind of a storyline in the movie that's really interesting. Kind of how people react to it, and what these guys think about something that happens in the movie, and how they react to it, and the whole thing, and how people react to how they reacted to it. And I enjoy this one a lot. So that's my 5.
And what's the genre of that last one?
It's a drama, but there's also a lot of humor in it too. Robert Altman, I think it's maybe one of the longest movies he's ever done. It's like 187 minutes. So it's a long one, but
I gotta plan a day around that one.
Yeah. So that'd be something you would love, Mike. But when I watched it, I love the story to it. And Robert Altman, I've kind of gotten into his movies a lot more recently. Like MASH, I had seen MASH a long time ago, but that's not in the collection. But they have he has 3 or 4 films in the collection. And Nashville's a good one, even though that one's out of print now. But I thought that's a great movie, and so I've enjoyed a lot of stuff I've seen from him. Definitely, Robert Altman's kind of different. He loves Kurosawa, but he didn't like John Ford, even though John Ford was hugely influenced by Kurosawa was influenced by John Ford, but for some reason Robert Altman likes Kurosawa but didn't like John Ford, and didn't like the westerns that John Ford did, and that kind of thing. And he's one of the few people that didn't like John Ford. So that's all I got, though.
Good recommendations.
What's that?
So those were good recommendations. I've got Shortcuts, but I've never taken the chance. I've never taken the opportunity to watch it yet because of that long run time. But that's one that you can break up into segments, over a couple of day period.
I watched it all in one afternoon, and it just didn't seem to be quite as long as you would think. And the story was so engaging that it's like, and it just really interesting kind of thing. And all these, it has a lot of celebrities in it. I mean, like I said, they show a ton of people here. It's got tons of stars that a lot of them were became stars later, or like Robert Downey Jr. was kind of a star, but he's kind of on his comeback at that time with all of his issues that he had.
Awesome. And how are the special features on those? Like plenty of bonuses on each of them?
This one has a lot, yeah. Don't Look Now does have a lot. It doesn't have, there's no commentary on this, though. There's no commentary, but yeah, a lot of special features on here. It's loaded up. The Hidden Fortress has a lot. You'll see, I think there's something with George Lucas on it where he's on set, and I think he talks, I think, in one part of it. A lot of this one has a commentary. That's one thing. A lot of Kurosawa's movies have the Blu-rays have commentaries, and they're in English. You kind of explain the story, but the stories are so easy to follow. And Ghost World, Terry Zwigoff, he didn't really do a lot of movies, but because he had back issues and the stuff he had with Billy Bob Thornton and Bad Santa, he directed that movie. But he has 3 films in the collection with Crumb. I think one of the best documentaries I've ever seen. Love that movie, and obviously Martin Scorsese. This has a ton of special features in it, and well worth getting on 4K as well.
Yeah, definitely, especially since it jumped over Blu-ray and went from DVD directly to 4K, and it's just great because it's a retrospective and all the special features kind of point toward that. So,
Right.
some of them are kind of vintage features from the original, like behind the scenes and all that, but it's good to have all that stuff on there.
Yeah, it has Cheech and Chong in it too. It's great. Was it 1985? 85. Cheech and Chong. So get Cheech and Chong in a movie. Why not?
Yeah, I always love to hear about the special features because for Criterion, that's a big thing for me. Like, if you're gonna pay so much for a boutique label, you gotta pack in those bonuses. Like, if you get a Criterion that doesn't have a lot of special features, I'm like, why did I buy this? Yeah, the transfer may be good, but I just had it right here. Yeah, ranking on it.
It was a great movie, but yeah, I agree. It's not
no special features.
It's bare bones.
And a trailer. That's all it had.
So sometimes commentary is good enough for me, but yeah, I do like to have some extra and just kind of spend the evening with a Criterion. That's what I like to do. But
yeah, and sometimes with the Criterion, you actually get a full-length movie extra.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, those are awesome.
Which is excellent. Yeah, always good to have an extra film.
Yeah, they used to do like shorts or student films, and then all of a sudden, bigger format, Blu-ray and then 4K. So hey, we could put another feature in there instead of just some shorts.
Yeah, Last Picture Show. It had like the sequel to it.
Texas Phil.
Texas Phil. Just not a great movie necessarily, but it's not a bad movie. It's nice to see those characters come back.
It
was in color, and the original was in black and white, so it has a different kind of vibe.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's nice they don't charge you a whole nother movie for it. Like, oh, we can separate the sequels, and now you can buy this one too.
Right, we're gonna double the price.
Yeah.
I did notice that, like with that particular film with the Last Picture Show in Texas Phil, I noticed that the price is a little bit higher than a normal 4K release.
Right.
So there's like a premium to it.
Oh, I didn't even notice that. I'm trying to think back. Did Shaft cost extra, even though it came with Shaft's big score in there?
No,
I don't remember
that was 25 on sale.
Yeah, I think Texas Phil in Last Picture Show is like $35.
Oh
Yeah,
wow!
really?
Yeah, that's hefty. Yeah, that Shaft one, I didn't even expect a sequel in there. I'm like, what is this? Is this just a short little interview or featurette? I'm like, why does it keep going? Oh, this is a movie. Okay, that's cool. So that was awesome. All right, let's see in the chat here before we get to Tony. Jeff saying, I'm hoping for some BD credits to spend on the sale. Well, happy birthday if it's coming up or if you had it.
Yeah, it's coming up, I believe.
Ooh, so happy early birthday to you, Jeff. We got Steve Moody in here saying hello.
Hey, Steve.
What's up, Steve?
Christian saying, I actually got 8 in store and 2 online. The one I'm most excited about is Anatomy of a Fall. That's one I'm curious about. Everybody say it's an awesome movie, but I'm so worried. Like, I'm tougher on foreign language films, and I'm like, am I going to be able to follow the story? I don't know. I'm back and forth on it.
It's interesting. Part of it is in French, part of it is in English. So I watched it last year for like award season and everything leading up to the Oscars. It's a very intriguing story. So I was happy when they said that they were bringing it out.
Yeah,
I do like courtroom dramas. So
yeah,
that's what it is, right? It's a courtroom drama. So.
Yeah, it's an interesting story though. Because was it Sandra, or the star of that movie, is also in Zone of Interest, but that movie's all in German. She's German, so that the whole movie. This movie's like you said, it's about half English, half French.
All right, let's go ahead and bring out our special mystery guest for you all tonight. We got Frank in here. Hey, Frank.
Hey, what's going on, guys?
Meet you.
Now it's a party, right, Frank?
Doing pretty good. Hey, just making sure that my mic and there's no reverb.
Sounds good.
Sounds good.
All right.
So
I mentioned Frank. Remember, I was like, Frank's the one that mentioned the sale was happening. I mentioned that last Friday.
Yeah.
Frank, you went to Barnes & Noble, and I saw your video, and you said that an employee confirmed that the sale was happening on June 28th. So I passed it along in our stream to everybody. So I think it is definitely happening on Friday.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Yes, sir. That was me. Yeah. I went to one of the Barnes and Nobles in downtown Portland, and they mentioned very helpful employee. But yeah, he mentioned that it was next Friday, so I was stoked because I thought it started like in July, not like a few days into.
Yeah, they got a jump start on it, I guess.
Yeah, I know
Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah,
They-
I watched Frank's video today, and I also watched Mike's Criterion video today. Both were
Good.
great.
Ooh.
I love
Thanks, Tony.
seeing it when people go out to the stores and show the shelves and stuff. I love seeing actual Barnes and Noble stores that have really good stock, because the ones near me, they have depleted their Criterion section down to like one little area. But I
Mhm.
do remember going into the stores where just shelf after shelf after shelf was
Yeah.
full. So it is kind of sad in some areas.
Oh,
It
for
used
sure.
to be a wall.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the one
that
right
wall
next.
has been replaced with vinyl.
Exactly. Yes.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
remember those days. And yes,
Yeah.
I also watched Frank's video last week, and then the internet powers that be kind of confirmed today as the date. So I was like, oh, okay, I might as well believe it. But I believed you, Frank. So
Thank
just to let you know from the jump.
Frank had that inside scoop.
I'm
That
Nostradamus.
early-
Yeah, I know it. you were there for Kinos, weren't you, Frank? You were there to check out Kino movies, and you just happened to ask
Mhm.
people. I was like, oh, he knows.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
Let's
I
get
got
out there.
sources. Yeah, exactly.
Well, welcome, Frank. And did you go out to the store today? I know you said you were going.
I
to.
did. Yes,
Oh.
yes, sir. Yes, I got some movies, and then I got a non-Criterion movie, stop
Yeah.
motion.
Mhm.
But I did get 4 movies, because one that's actually one of the topics. So I added some additional movies.
Wow.
Teasing us a
but
little
yeah.
bit.
But yeah, so I'll whenever we do that topic, I'll bring up the ones that I bought. I mean, I don't know where you guys are at in your
Just
We
started.
just got
discussion.
started. Steve
Oh,
gave
yeah.
his 5 recommendations.
Oh, okay, nice. Yeah, I got mine here too. So
All right. Awesome, Tony. You ready?
Yeah, I'm ready. So throughout this week since Sunday, I've been doing 10 recommendations every day. So I've had 50 recommendations throughout the week. So I picked one from each little area, some of my favorites from the Criterion collection. And so a recent one is The Others,
Yep.
which has got a recent 4K release. It also got a Studio Canal release. So I actually watched this for whatever reason. Last time we had the sale, this one was kind of hard to get a hold of. So I had already gotten the Studio Canal 4K release. I watched that copy. It was amazing. I've always been a fan of The Others. It's not a scary movie. It's a ghost story, a haunted house type story. And it's about a mother and her 2 children living in an old house after the war. Her husband's gone to the war, and she seeks after someone to help her keep the house up, keep her children protected. They've got a light sensitivity, so if she tries to keep them away from the light. But as the story progresses, something kind of unfolds. It's a very interesting story, and one that I think everybody would enjoy watching. It's not, like I said, it's not scary, but it's a really nice atmospheric type haunted house tale. So yeah, I would recommend that.
And that's all you need to know going into that movie.
Well, yeah,
Like,
you don't
if
need
you
to know
know
much about
that and you feel that intrigues you, don't look
Mhm.
anything else up on it. Don't research it anymore,
Mhm.
because it does get very shocking, and that's kind of the
Yeah.
fun experience
It's
with
very
that.
rewatchable. It's very rewatchable also. So
Yeah.
another favorite of mine is a recent 4K release, Sound of Metal.
Yeah.
I love this story. This guy and his girlfriend are part of I always say it's a punk band, but maybe it's a heavy metal. I don't know my genres of music, but he is going through hearing loss, and the way that they did the story was based off of kind of putting you in his place of the experience of losing your hearing and the struggle that he would be going through. You can just imagine if you're used to hearing and then starting to lose that, how devastating that is. And I just love the way that they portrayed this character. Enjoy that film. Another great one that's 4K release, that's a recent one, is One False
Yeah.
Move. I love this one. It's a small town kind of it's a drama, but it's got some action elements to it. It's got a great cast. Bill Paxton.
Yeah.
Man, and I'm sorry I have to get my magnifying glass out because everything's so small. Cinda Williams is the main character we see here. Great performance. I loved it. It's got Billy Bob Thornton in it,
Right.
but
Yeah.
it's a group coming down from the city down to a small town because they're trying to escape something that they did in the big city. I don't really want to talk more about that, but just a wonderful, easy film to watch. Very entertaining to where you don't want to take your eyes off the screen. Another one that I really enjoy is a Blu-ray release for They Live by Night.
Wow.
Yeah.
This is an older film. This one is from 1948, and it's another one. To me, it kind of reminded me of One False Move, an older version of that. But there's like a kidnapping, and this girl that got kidnapped kind of falls for this person that kidnapped her, and it's just a really good old movie. I would highly recommend y'all check that out. Then my last recommendation is one that I've recently rewatched because it had been a couple of years, and it is Inside Llewyn Davis.
Yeah.
It's a Coen Brothers film, beautifully shot. It is a couple of days in the life of a folk singer who's struggling, trying to find his place in the industry. He's got some family issues, and I don't know. I just love the way the story was told from the start to the ending. It all ties together, and just a wonderful film. I would highly recommend everybody check that one out.
Yeah.
And Tony, is that one of your favorite Coen Brothers movies?
I could say that it's one of my favorites. There's so many good Coen Brothers films, but recently this has been one that I've gone back to more often. And hopefully we might see somebody else recommend some other Coen Brother films.
See,
Maybe.
I haven't been able to connect to the Coen Brothers directing at
Really?
all. A couple movies
Really?
I've seen, I'm like,
Have you
they're
seen
good.
Blood Simple?
I
Yeah,
haven't
that's-
seen that one yet. I've seen Fargo,
I
and
just
they did-
finished watching before we came on. That's probably one of their most
love it.
linear, you
Yeah.
know, like Coen Brothers kind of style of movie.
Mhm.
Because some of them, you're right, they're kind of quirky and
Yeah.
like, trying to keep up with it. But that's probably the most linear. And then
Yeah.
there are still parts where you're like, huh?
yeah,
all I
if that's
you
the
know.
most linear, I'm definitely going to be cautious on getting any other ones.
I would also check out Raising Arizona. That's one that's not in the Criterion collection, but it's a good story.
funny.
It's entertaining.
So good, so funny.
Yeah, The Big
Yeah,
Lebowski.
Nicolas Cage.
Big
Oh,
Lebowski
see,
is a great movie.
that was that one I've tried. I'm like, what's the point of the
Lebowski?
movie? He's just trying to get a rug the whole time. I don't understand.
Really ties the room together, though. Donnie, shut up, Donnie.
And
It's
plus,
in-
the characters that you get to be introduced to in all of their films, they're really great about introducing characters
Mhm.
and kind of giving you all their stories. So that's what I love about it.
Hey, we just watched 4 movies about a guy who lost his dog. So,
Mm.
if you could get down with John Wick, you could get down with
Right,
the
right.
Yeah.
I love True Grit. It's really great. And
Oh yeah.
Yeah, great remake.
I love a lot of their movies, but Inside Llewyn Davis took me years to kind of really get. I saw it in the theater, had it on DVD. It's still over the years as it keep growing on me, because the storyline's so strange, and Oscar Isaacs is really great in the movie.
Mhm.
Got 2 Star Wars future stars in it.
Yeah.
As a Kylo Ren, he's also in the movie and plays kind of a cameo in the movie.
Yeah. And John Goodman's in it. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
John Goodman's been in a lot of Coen Brothers movies,
Yeah.
quite a
He's a
few, like
great
6 or 7.
Yeah.
All right, we got a collector move man saying, and because of my Barnes and Noble membership, I spend so much there on books. On my next purchase, I get $5 off. That's what these guys are saying. Buy from Barnes and Noble, get the $5 rewards. All right, I guess that's the way to do it. Yeah, and because Amazon hasn't even started matching the sale anyway, you might as well go to Barnes and Noble.
And they may actually be waiting until July 1st to start it.
Oh,
Yeah, they'll wait until Monday, and we can get every step of Barnes Noble this whole weekend.
Collector Movie Man says, I really want Killers of the Flower Moon to come to Criterion. That would be a good choice.
Yeah,
That
they
was
did
one of
good.
my topic 3s for sure.
Another long movie you need to plan a day around.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Let's see. I definitely am trying to get more into Donald Sutherland's movies. I only have one movie with him, and that's the Hunger Games trilogy.
Oh wow! I saw Clute recently. Anybody seen Clute before?
I haven't. I own it. I just have never watched it
Yeah.
yet.
He's really good in this movie. Jane Fonda is really good in the movie too. It's kind of different. I've seen all these movies just recently that I had, within this past 12 months or so with Donald Sutherland, right just
Wow.
before he passed away.
Yeah.
These great movies. Obviously, Invasion of Body Snatcher is really great in that movie too.
Yeah, my
And the
wife and I
classic
just
one?
watched Kelly's Heroes. That was a great
Yeah.
one.
Yeah,
Oddball.
he's great in MASH too.
Yeah.
All right. We got Wilkie in here, of course. Hey, Corey, what's up?
Corey.
Got the magic hands. You need magic in here.
Magic hands.
Let's see. Collector Move Man says, did you know Donald Sutherland has an autobiography coming out in November? The sad thing is he won't be able to promote it.
Wow.
It will sell because
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
his recent passing.
Christian saying, is Steve wearing a Jurassic Park shirt? Steve, we got to see the shirt.
I do.
There you
Right
go.
there.
Yeah.
See, Criterion, man. I like all kinds of movies, man. At
There you go. Let's get Spielberg and Criterion collection. You got to do it, right?
least get one movie from Spielberg. I would love to see that someday. You get one.
Steve
Please.
saying, I've already picked up a lot of movies that Tony told us to. There you go, Tony. You already sold a lot for Criterion right there. You got to be like, hey, Criterion, I'm sponsoring.
Yeah,
you.
I stand by all my recommendations.
We got Prince in here saying hello to everybody. Hey, Prince.
What's up, Prince?
All right, Uncle Tony, we still causing chaos in Gizmo's channel.
I'm sure.
All right, everybody saying hello to each other. Let's see. Steve saying, I don't have that many, but the Barnes and Nobles in Durham are kind of sad. Yeah, it's tough too because you don't know which ones are going to have which, so you kind of have to discover that. Not consistency across them, because I've gone to some where there's no Criterions at all, and then I have to go drive and find another one. And
yeah, we actually have a location near the nearest location to me doesn't carry any movies, physical media movies at all. It's just strictly books and magazines. So
wow.
And there's some I hear that from a lot of other people that their location doesn't even carry movies. You go in there looking for movies, they tell you to go online and shop.
Get out of here.
What aren't they supposed to be like ordering this for you? They should be like, how can I order this and get this in store for you? They're like,
Go home.
Get out of
Get
here.
on your phone.
They call the internet. You don't know.
They're just like, bye.
bn.com.
That's the great customer service we're always talking about today in these rant videos.
Yeah.
Jeff saying, I only have like a dozen Criterion, so at least I have a lot to choose from for something new. Hey, dozen's a good amount, and they do add up quickly. Even if you just get a few every sale, well, there's a sale every 6 months, and then there's flash sales as well. Before you know it, in a few years, you have a whole bunch. So you want to pace yourself.
Yep.
Yeah. Pace yourself and pick up what you actually really want.
Right. Start build up. That's what I say. Definitely.
We got Nate in here.
Hey, Nate.
I went to Barnes & Noble today with a $200 Visa gift card. I had to spend $199.60 in 7 Criterions and a King of Lober Blu-ray. Oh my gosh!
Wow.
You can't even buy a bookmark for 40 cents.
Yeah.
I know.
Round it off. Wow, that's awesome.
Man, everybody with these gift cards though to Barnes & Noble.
You got to know how to flip it, man. You got to know how to work the hustle. If you're paying those credit card bills on time for all those movies you buy,
there's a strategy.
Let the money work for you.
Yeah.
It's either that or Texas Roadhouse, whichever you're going to choose.
You're right.
I bet the credit card companies are loving you guys right now. Yes, pay us back our money.
But if KB may have the same credit card company as me, because December of this year will be they're quitting this program in December for the Sony Visa card.
Mhm.
So that's the reason why I used up all my points now, because it's going away.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Sony
So,
rewards are going away at the end of the year.
exactly, that's the one I'm a part of.
Hmm.
So I got the 200 gift card for Barnes and Noble, and then I saved 100 for Target because Target will always have some kind of sale going on.
Yeah.
Oh,
We'll discuss offline. I'll tell you which card to switch to, so you
Okay.
could get some points.
Thank you.
well,
Princeton here saying, I'm proud of you, Mike, for finally recognizing my birth name. Yes, I finally remembered it, Prince. So now it's stuck in the brain here. But that's a good reminder because I'm actually remembering names tonight. If you haven't already, go ahead and mega smash that like and subscribe. Of course, you're new to the channel. That way you stay entertained and up to date on all the latest physical media topics and boutique label sales and all this great stuff we love to talk about here. But yeah, KB, take it away. What do you got to recommend for everyone?
All right, I'm going to start off since Tony just mentioned it before. I'm going to start off with the others. I have a Lando on my lap, so I'm trying to let me try it with my right hand. So I'm going to start off with also recommending the others. Great movie, especially for those of you who are into like audiovisual. If you have a nice OLED, this 4K transfer is like inky blacks. Like as Tony was mentioning, because of the kids, the house has a very dark overtone.
mhm.
And I don't know if you've ever seen this on Blu-ray or on DVD, but it was like rough looking. It was pixelated. Now, this 4K, it looks beautiful. Beautiful transfer. So I'm not going to spend too much time on that. Tony already did. I'm going to start with the other four by saying I'm going to go with my favorite Criterion from last year. If you don't already have Thelma and Louise, what are you doing? You got to pick this up. This is action, adventure, crime, drama. This is, female friendship, as they say here. It was up for a bunch of awards. I believe the screenwriter won an Academy Award. Ridley Scott, you think of Ridley Scott, you think of more of the action and sci-fi, and it shows that he can also direct a, pretty much a fugitive movie as what it is. So these two women find themselves in a heap of trouble and end up being fugitives on the run. And it's a great movie. It's a little more than 2 hours, but you don't feel it,
Right.
which is always a good thing for me. Roger Ebert said, no good movies too long, no bad movies short enough. So, I definitely support checking this out. And once again, this is another example of an excellent transfer. So great sound. I believe this one is, this is in Dolby Vision as well. So if you have a nice TV, it's going to look good. Even if you don't, it's a great movie, great transfer.
That's a good mainstream title, kind of like a gateway title to get people on the Criterion. It's very easy watching. Like you said, kind of like a heist road trip movie there, like Bonnie and Clyde. But the chemistry is really good with those two main actresses, their friendship in there. And that's what the best movies are. They show off some really good relationships. So that movie does it perfect.
It's true.
Yeah, I
There are
kind
a lot of
of
movies looking for, a lot of people are why we getting into Criterions and all that, and they want definitely a good one because it's not highbrow. It's not, another Kurosawa or Ozu or, some French film that I don't know what the hell they're talking about. It's very relatable, and it's American, which some people need.
Yeah, Gina Davis and Susan Sarandon are fantastic in that.
Great chemistry.
And you really haven't seen anything like that since that film came out. I loved it when it came out in the theater, and it's great to have it on Criterion Collection.
Yeah, what was that? 91?
91,
Yeah. So great movie. Keeping it mainstream, I'm gonna go with something I just rewatched the other day, last week actually. I rewired my surround sound down here and hooked up my subs. So I wanted to just like get into a bunch of Atmos movies. And if you're on Instagram or Facebook and you follow me, you saw I was like saying, hey, tell me what to watch. And then I was just going with like the highest suggestions. And I believe the first one, I watched Heat, and then I had needed something light. So I watched Super Mario Brothers. Then the next day, the second movie I watched was Wall-E.
Yeah.
I know a lot of people saw this and they're like, okay, so what other Disney movies are we getting? But this is really, what's his name? This is really Andrew Stanton's movie more than a Disney movie or a Pixar movie.
Right.
And it was his request to get it on the Criterion Collection because of the respect he has for the boutique label itself. And he wanted people who are maybe a little more highbrow to see this. And this thing is packed. Once again, Dolby Atmos, and you have a Dolby Vision HDR. And if you don't have that kind of TV, you have a HDR 10 Plus as well. But all of the features from the past, I think I had the 3-disc Blu-ray set. I actually used to do like presentations at film school at the local college, and I did one on the Pixar story, and it's on here too. So a lot of great features. Once again, another gateway one that's good for people to get into Criterion Collection, because like we were saying before, once you get past the movie, you want special features, you want all the extras, and this thing is chock load of extras.
You could literally spend like 2 or 3 days on the special features alone. There's a ton of them, and there's like really long special features in there.
Right.
Oh my gosh, they did Wall-E justice with that release, and the packaging's so cool too.
Documentaries on there and short stuff as well. Along those lines, and this is not really entry level, but I would say you definitely have to be into this director and to understand his style. In the past, I've recommended more of his stuff, but finally got a chance to check out Guillermo del Toro's Pinocchio. And if you caught this on Netflix and you found yourself saying, I want to find out more about this film, get this. Because the amount of things on here, it's not your Disney-fied version of Pinocchio. If you've never heard the true folk story of Pinocchio, this is more along with that. So once again, the 4K has Dolby Vision HDR, has a whole bunch of special features, including this thing called, what's the name of it? Directing stop motion. So this is the animation style of stop motion. If you don't know anything about it, we used to say that Criterion's like film school in a box. This will teach you about stop motion, and more importantly, how they use that style to create this movie. So it's really good. And another thing that's good is, I mean, most Criterions come with at least 1 or 2 essays. The essays in here are really good as well. So that's the next one. And finally, I wouldn't be me if I didn't recommend a Scorsese movie. So we had After Hours before. I recommended that, I believe, back in November when we did this. So I'm going to go with something you might see. I'm a real big fan of it. So I have the Second Sight back there, and I have the Criterion here of Main Street. This is probably one of my early favorites from Scorsese. This is kind of like the gateway drug to the Scorsese we know as far as the crime dramas and everything. Before that, it was more of like just regular dramas, you know, Alice Doesn't Live Here Anymore, or I don't know, any of those that came before it. I don't want to say Boxcar Bertha. We don't talk about that one. But another one that has a lot of great features in it. And the transfer is pretty much the same thing that's on Second Sight, but between the 2 boxes, you get different features. That's why I have them both. So once again, this was, and you'll see this if you ever go to buy a Criterion, especially with the 4Ks, and you see a signature on it, pay attention to that signature, because it's letting you know which one of the crew, the director, the cinematographer in this case, who supervised the transfer being done for Criterion. So Thelma Schoonmaker, Marty's longtime editor, was vital in getting this to 4K for both Second Sight and Criterion. So if you don't want to pay, you know, the import costs for Second Sight, you could check out the transfer on here. And it's good. It looks pretty good after all these years. What was it, 74? 73. So 51 years later, it looks great.
Yeah, and that was my first time seeing Mean Streets when that one got released. So I was very happy that I finally got to watch it. Great story that I never even knew about.
Yeah.
Just great film. Yeah.
Gritty film.
Yeah. Yeah, that's I was going to say Mean Streets. I bought this. I had it on DVD. Then I found it used on Blu-ray, and then I right after I got the used Blu-ray, Criterion announced they were going to release it on 4K.
Always happy. Thank you for your sacrifice.
Yes, thank you.
I actually did buy this one on 4K, but I've only watched the Blu-ray on it because I didn't have a 4K TV at the time. so I'm going to watch it on 4K. So I've heard people mixed things about what people thought the way it looked on 4K. You said it looked good though, KB, though, right?
Yeah,
it
I
looks
think a lot of times people want all the grain removed.
Right.
right.
But you can't do that. Like
No.
Blood Simple, there were some scenes where it was like super grainy, and then
Mhm.
other scenes where it was super clear. And you'll see that more and more because you get different people working on the restoration. So it's kind of like how much damage was done to this part of the camera negative versus which part could be pristine. And unfortunately, they take the pristine part and they terminate it to it. And the sad thing is, it breaks up the consistency.
It does, yeah.
So it's an inconsistent looking film in the case of Mean Streets,
Yeah.
but for a 51-year-old movie, it looks pretty good.
Right.
Yeah, and even though I like the movie overall, I will caution people out there, don't go expecting that it's going to be like a Wolf of Wall Street. It's not that at all. Even like it's not a Casino or a Goodfellas.
Yeah.
No, don't go in with those kind of expectations. It's very classic. It's a lot slower.
Low budget, yeah. But it's good though.
Yeah, low budget for sure.
Robert De Niro's really good in the movie. Yeah.
Mhm.
As he always was in the 70s for sure.
All right. Let's see. We got Dark Room Reviews just joined the channel. Dark Room Reviews, we're happy to have you here. Thank you for being a part of this amazing community. And yeah, let us know what you're picking up in the Criterion sale and any thoughts you have on Criterion. But Frank, you are ready for this. What do you got to recommend the people?
Be honest with you, I love listening to you guys because y'all a lot more knowledgeable on Criterion than me. But I do have some, of course, and so I'm gonna get the one right out of the bed because you guys just already mentioned it. But yeah, the horrors are the others, of course, man. I mean, I'm really into horror. The horror genre is like my jam. That's like so. But anyway, yeah, it has Dolby Atmos. Nicole Kidman's phenomenal. The children actors are just great. That the girl, especially, holy smokes! If I remember right, she didn't really act in any other movies. I think that was the only one, if I remember right. And anyway, yeah, she was phenomenal, and everyone is really the cast, and just like what Tony and KB said, and you guys just like kind of just go into it kind of blind though. Like that's the way to go into it. So and if I remember right, this movie also doesn't have HDR as well. Or no, Dolby Vision. Sorry, it doesn't have Dolby Vision in it. So but yeah, it's beautiful transfer. My other one is you guys already mentioned it. KB actually just mentioned it not too long ago. But After Hours, never saw it until the 4K movie, and holy smokes, man, I had a lot of fun with this movie. It is so funny, and just like just craziness, one thing after another. It's like a domino effect, and it's just hilarious, man. Oh my goodness. So yeah, I really enjoyed this Scorsese film, and I forgot who's the main
Griffin
actor.
Dunn.
Griffin Dunn from American Werewolf.
Yeah. Just so good, man. And yeah, Rosanna Arquette, of course. But yeah, anyway, holy smokes. Highly recommend that one.
And you got the Home Alone parent actors in there as well.
Oh yeah. The dad, he's a bartender, and oh my god,
hair in there. Yeah,
so funny. Yeah, they're so funny. Holy cow. And then the other one, let's see, is Blowouts.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
I love I love the blind buy. I made a dang video about blind buying. I just simply love it. And this was such a great first watch. Transfer was phenomenal. And John Lithgow, holy smokes, he is good in this film. Just reminds me of the Dexter season 4 or season 5, like just straight badass, man. Oh my god, he is so good. And and John's the audio design really good, which kind of like I kind of heard about it, but like once you actually experience it, phenomenal. And this Brian De Palma, Yeah, this to me is a must own.
Yeah, great combination with the conversation too.
Right.
Gene Hackman movie, that'd be a good one together.
And then my other ones maybe less unconventional. I don't know if you guys have said it or Steve, but Freaks.
Oh yeah.
Love this, man. This is like the Freaks the movie this was a first time watch, and holy smokes, the restoration was very good. There's 3 films in this, and the Freaks, the Unknown, and the Mystic, and it is, the storyline is chilling, man, and there's some great like horror vibes, atmosphere, and then like the end is just crazy.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness, man, I love this. This was like, what is this? I think this is with the sale $35,
Yeah.
and it's totally worth it, man. Y'all use those dang Barnes and Noble bucks.
Right.
I loved it. Simply amazing. And then
the 2 additional films in there, they're silent movies, right?
Silent, yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
mostly, yeah. And the fact that it has more than one movie, that's the reason why the premium price is there. So it makes it a little bit higher.
Yeah.
I actually bought 2 copies of that by mistake. I think I ended up selling the extra copy. But yeah, definitely worth having in the collection.
we know you're a baller, Tony. So
Right. I got 2 of everything.
Sometimes it's by accident.
yeah, and then my unconventional, I guess I would say, is Hedwig and the Angry Inch.
Wow. Never seen that one.
This is my favorite musical of all time, and I don't like musicals, man. I saw this in high school, and just like anybody else, you see some stuff in high school. It kind of just very memorable, and this was it for me. The music's really good if you like rock music, and I just simply love it. It's about a guy who immigration, he comes from Russia. I can't remember, right? Anyway, he comes to the States, and there's a sex change, and of course it's botched, and Angry Inch. And anyway, the music is just simply amazing, the acting, and it's based off a Broadway play,
Right.
but yeah, I highly recommend it for people. So those are my 5.
Is it a raunchy movie then? A raunchy musical then, you would say?
Oh, yeah, it's the theme for sure. I mean, there's some definitely there's some songs that
So it's rated R then.
Yeah. Oh, it's so, yeah. Oh, it's definitely rated R. Yes. But I highly recommend it.
Hey, that's good to know. You're like musical. I'm thinking like Willy Wonka. Let's play.
Oh, hell no. This is quite the
Kind of
opposite.
music, Wizard of Oz,
Yeah, no, not at all, man.
This
And
would be
there's
more like the Rocky Horror Picture Show. type of
Okay,
vibe.
gotcha.
Kind of,
That's
yeah.
important to know.
and it blends in like animation into it as well, into the live action, and it's just phenomenal story, actors, great cast. Can't recommend it enough.
Oh, awesome. Man, you guys have had such great choices here. Prince is saying, Tony, your Asian cinema palette is very, very immaculate. So I have to ask you, do you have Takeshi Kitano's Brother Outrage and Sonatine in your collection?
Of course I do.
So I can vouch for the humongous collection, but I have no idea what those other things are. I've never heard of those films. My Asian cinema is minimal. I wished I do have quite a bit, but I have not dared to watch them yet.
Mm-hmm.
Even after recommendations, I struggle with the reading subtitles because of my vision and everything. But one of these days, I'm going to do that.
All right. I mean, man, that was a tongue twister, Prince.
Yes.
We also have Vin here. What's up, people? Vin? All right. Let's go to my recommendations now. You guys chose some of my original ones, so I'm like pulling out of my pile as you guys go through them. So I had to replace a couple, but that's fine. Frank was just talking about some music, and I do love some good music out there. So when I'm in a musical kind of a mood, well, not musical, but a musical biopic, you could say, you got to have some La Bamba, right? Lou Diamond Phillips
Great.
as Richie Valens. The music is excellent here, of course, and it's great to learn about this person. Very tragic story, so kind of keeps you on the edge of your seat a little bit. But the special features are fantastic in here, and it just talks about all the cultural aspects as well. Even the other characters in here are great too, like his brother that likes to be artistic and draw like those cartoon characters. They made him an interesting character as well. So yeah, once again, it's all about relationships, the relationships with the family members, the love interests in there, and all of that. La Bamba, I really like this one. Do you guys enjoy this one too?
Oh, yes. And Lou Diamond Phillips is a great actor. I wished he would be doing more stuff.
Oh,
but
yeah.
The 80s and the 90s, some really great films.
Oh, yeah. He's so good. And I'm seeing more stuff with him now as I go back to those decades. I just saw him in Young Guns, and I'm like, man, this guy can act here. This guy's really good. So I need to check out more of his movies.
Yeah.
All right, next up, I'm a big Wes Anderson fan, so let's go with a very linear story from Wes Anderson, Bottle Rocket. I think this one is really easily digestible. It's basically a heist comedy. You have Owen Wilson and is it Luke Wilson as well?
Yeah, Luke Wilson.
Yeah. So you have them in there, and you get to see their kind of friendship, but then there's a relationship that happens between Owen Wilson's character, and you see how that plays into the friendship and all the issues that's brought up there. So it kind of takes a random turn in the plot, but it's Wes Anderson. What do you expect? Something's going to happen with it. But you also get to see James Caan in there for a little bit as well. So it's a dark comedy, definitely. If you like Wes Anderson's comedy style, you'll probably get a few laughs out of this one. But like I said, it's more easy watching Wes Anderson's story. It doesn't get too wild in here. This is where he was kind of tamed. I think this was one of his first ones. I don't know if it was his very first one. Okay, yeah. So he was more tamed here. He was like, okay, let's just make a movie with a kind of a simpler plot. But yeah, Bottle Rocket, I really like this one. I'd recommend it. If you haven't seen Wes Anderson titles, I would check this out first before you get too wild and check out like Asteroid City. Or you got to work your way up to those other ones.
Yeah, and their brother Andrew was in that movie too. Andrew Wilson, Luke and Owen's brother, their oldest brother. He's in it too.
All right, and then I gotta recommend a classic one because Criterion is all about the classic. But this is a more easy classic with Arsenic and Old Lace. Perfect for the spooky season. Good for the horror fans out there. You got Cary Grant, and Cary Grant's just one of the best classic actors out there. It kind of reminds me of almost a Addams Family in a way, where Cary Grant comes home and his aunts are like really wacky and doing some weird, sketchy stuff, you could say, and you got that dark humor in it. But it looks gorgeous just with the Blu-ray. Even though it's not in color, it's black and white. It still looks really clean and sharp, and you can even see the fall leaves at the beginning. So it's really well done. I love the setting of the movie. It doesn't go many places. It's really the house, but it's well done. I like this one. For a classic movie, if you're trying to get more into classics, I would say pick this one up and watch it during spooky season because it's not that long of a runtime either. So it's
nonstop dialogue. You just as you're watching it, so much is going on that it goes by really fast.
Yeah, basically a stage play. I mean, it was based. There was a stage play that the movie was delayed for 3 years because the stage play was a huge hit on Broadway. So the movie was released like 3 years after it was filmed. The whole family's nuts. I love that movie. Yeah.
That's a family favorite of ours. And when you were talking before about bare bones releases, that's one I wish they had more stuff in.
You find that a lot with some of their older films where they don't have the material to like we do nowadays, but some of those are definitely bare bones.
Yeah, they at least have a radio adaptation in there and one commentary, but that's about it. So trailer, But it's tough, like you guys said, with those old movies, because it's like, how do you go back and get the interviews, right? You can't do that.
They're all dead.
What do you include at that point?
They're all dead,
you would almost have to get like a relative, maybe. Like if they had relatives that could recall, that would be
a lot of times with the Alfred Hitchcock films, his daughter talks a lot throughout special features on his films.
Wow.
Yep.
All right, next up, we'll go a more modern title. I gave you guys a classic one. Now let's go real modern with The Game. Yes,
Good
it's a David Finch film, right? So 90s movie. It's really a thriller where it keeps you guessing the whole time. This person pretty much goes, I don't know, to some medical area to get something done. Then all this wild stuff starts happening, and it's a crazy night. By the end, it all comes together, though. So, yeah, there's some surprises in there and whatnot. But it's a good modern movie. It's very thrilling, kind of like, the others where, you got those thrilling moments in there. And this movie is pretty nonstop, too. So it's a good piece as well. You don't feel bored at all. So The Game, yeah, definitely recommend. Hey, David Finch title, too, in the Criterion, which is nice. So.
Yeah, Sean Penn's in it.
Yep. Oh, well, speaking of Sean Penn, that's a perfect segue. We'll go with my favorite Criterion title. Let's go with some Fast Time, Sean Penn as Spicoli. He's totally awesome in here, right? Oh, man, I love this Criterion. I think this might have been my first Criterion 2 or one of my first, and this got me hooked on the Criterion collection. I love a good raunchy comedy. I love my 80s movies, totally an 80s vibe. All the characters are great. I mean, you have Phoebe Cates in here. You get to see a lot of Phoebe Cates too, So my iconic leads there, of course. But this movie is great because once again, it focuses on the relationships, the friendships, the romantic relationships. You can relate to it. It's a coming of age story. So I would say this is a really easy watching movie, quick run time. You're going to get some good laughs in there. But then it had some emotional drama moments too, where you're like, oh, this is getting serious now. How is this going to play out? So it's just an everything kind of movie. So if you love 80s, you love raunchy comedies, you got to check out Fast Times at Ridgemont High. Definitely highly recommend it. Yeah. And I feel like that one's going to get a 4K eventually, so I don't know if you want to hold off, but it's so good.
When Dazed and Confused got one, so I'm like, if they gave us a Dazed and Confused, they'll probably give it Fast Times.
Yeah. I know. That's the tough thing now. It's like, oh, do I wait for a 4K? Are they going to keep the Blu-ray? Oh, that's so tough. All right, let's see who else is joining in here. We do have Draculina Horror. Hello, my darlings. Hello, Mega Mike panel. And Draculina Horror is a member of the channel, so thank you so much for supporting the channel on that level, Caprice. Let's see. Everybody's saying hello to each other. Caprice saying, I did my first Criterion collection haul today. Thank you, Tony, for those horror recommendations. Everybody, please go visit Draculina Horror's channel out there. Draculina, if you want to put your channel link in the comments, feel free to do so. But yeah, you guys got to check out that video right there. I'm sure it's awesome. I'm going to go check it out myself after this show. All right, we got a Prince in here saying, Mike, here's a special question for you since you're becoming a dad. What movie would you introduce to your daughter in the world of cinema that you think she will enjoy? Brave Little Toaster. That's a good little animated movie that I just watched. That was fun, right?
Right amount of attention span.
Yeah, there you go. Cartoon. They like animated movies, I hear, the young ones. So
wasn't expecting that one. Yeah.
Well, I mean, I'm not gonna show her Fast Times, right? Like, I'm not gonna be showing The Game, I gotta. But yeah, Brave Little Toaster was just on the mind because we just did our Collectors Club animation recommendation stream. So there we go. What were you expecting, Frank?
Like a Disney movie.
Brave Little Toaster is Disney.
Is it Disney?
Yeah, the Brave Little Toaster is Disney. Yeah.
Okay.
Let's see. We got everybody in here tonight. We got double feature podcast. Hi, everyone.
Hey there. How's it going?
Steve saying, I love when Sarah Smith is on the extras in the classic film. She is incredibly knowledgeable on old Hollywood.
So knowledgeable.
We got Craig in here. Hello, hey, Craig. Got my mom in here. Hello, Mom. Enjoy the sunny evening. All right. So there we go. Those are our recommendations. We got a lot more to the show tonight. Once again, as we go through these next couple rounds, if you're just joining in, go ahead and mega smash that like and subscribe. You'll love the content out there. But let's take a look at this. We got round 2 now. Titles you are looking to pick up in the sale. So shopping list here. I know, Steve, you already picked up a few titles, but what else are you looking to pick up? Or you can shout out the ones you did pick up too, if you want.
Yeah, that'd be good.
I'm going to show those, yeah. But one is one I think it's going to be released on July 23rd, and it's one I bought on Blu-ray actually the first time I ever owned it on physical media was Risky Business.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
getting released. I'm going to get this on 4K, and this is Blu-ray, but I want to get that on 4K. I've still got Happiness. I think that comes out. I think it's later in the year. That'll probably be the November sale. Philip Seymour Hoffman. I want to get a lot more Alfred Hitchcock movies because I've been getting into his stuff. Because I saw North by Northwest just recently. I love that. Like, I don't know why Psycho was like the only Hitchcock movie I'd ever seen before that.
Mm.
I'm going to show one here pretty soon, but Rebecca is on my list. The 39 Steps, The Lodger, The Lady Vanishes, Spellbound, just The Man Who Knew Too Much, Foreign Correspondence. I want to get Bound at some point, Pinocchio. But I do want to show the ones I got tonight at Barnes & Noble. I got this right before I got it. Well, this is one. This is one Hitchcock.
Yes.
There you go.
Notorious. As Cary Grant's in this movie. Yeah, I want to see this. Check this one out. I didn't realize that Cary Grant was in like 4 Hitchcock movies until I saw North by Northwest, and I thought, okay, so now I got to because I've been watching a lot of Cary Grant movies, and so I definitely want to get. I think Hitchcock has like 53 titles. It's like, so you kind of have to do a deep dive to see all his movies, but yeah, he's got a lot.
Yeah, it's either Cary Grant or Jimmy Stewart. That
Right,
takes most of the movies.
Yeah. It's all right. He has a lot. So I got To Die For, but I got this one obviously on Blu-ray. It's available on 4K as well. It's a Gus Van Sant movie. I've never seen this one, so all 3 of these movies I bought tonight were all blind buys. So I can't wait to watch this. I know a lot of people are going to get this on 4K, but I was all right buying it on Blu-ray. But and also this is another one, a Jack Nicholson movie I've never seen. It's called Five Easy Pieces. So interested in to see what this is all about. But yeah, and also I did want to point out something here that this is one I didn't get from a sale, but this is one it's also available on 4K, and one I really like. This is a Robert Altman movie. It's McCabe and Mrs. Miller.
Yes,
I love this movie. I couldn't believe how good this was, and I love the ending. The ending's so different, and it's not a Hollywood movie, but. This is 1971. Warren Beatty's really great in this. Has Julie Christie. I mentioned Don't Look Now earlier. She's in this too. So yeah, I couldn't. It's sort of a kind of anti-Western. They say it's not really a Western, but it's sort of. But this is one that, like I said, you can get this on 4K as well. So I'd recommend people check that out on 4K or Blu-ray, either or. But this is what I'd heard a lot of people talk about how great this is, and I really enjoyed this. So I've never shown this on my channel before, so I thought might as well show it tonight. But this is I enjoyed this movie a lot. Robert Altman, I've seen probably 4 or 5 of his movies now. He did Popeye. I think he directed Popeye at one time. That was like the only for a long time. Nashville, like we would talk about Nashville earlier. That one's out of print now on Criterion, but that's a Paramount title. I like that movie a lot too. I love the Carrie Dean the song he does in that movie. He won an Oscar for that role. So it's Robert Altman movies are kind of different, but like I mentioned the movie earlier, but I really recommend people check this one out. I really enjoyed it.
I've got that one. I've never checked it out, so I'll definitely put that in my watch pile.
I think you'd like it. It's different. It's somewhat dark. But like I said, it's like an anti-Western because it seemed like I think Robert Altman did some like TV Westerns back in the late 60s. But like I said, he was kind of not a fan of John Ford, surprisingly. And John Ford's this huge mega director that did a lot of Westerns with John Wayne and all that stuff.
Yeah. He
said he was not a fan of him, but then I mentioned that he was a fan of Kurosawa. Kurosawa says that John Ford was like his main influence. So very strange that Robert Altman wouldn't like John Ford, but I guess he wasn't really a Western fan necessarily. But this movie is kind of anti-Western, so it's kind of a different take on Westerns.
All right, Tony.
Yeah, so some of the titles that I'm interested in is Pat Garrett and Billy the Kid.
Yeah.
It's got a 4K release coming out, I think next week. And then, of course, I'm going to be getting Rescue Business later on during the month. I'm going to be picking up the To Die For 4K release. I've never seen that one before. Haven't really heard much about it, so definitely looking forward to checking that one out. My Life as a Dog is one that I've still had on my wish list. I've never seen. Have you? Any of y'all seen My Life as a Dog?
No, I've seen the title, but I've never seen the movie.
Yeah, I was kind of curious about that. There's one called Dogfight. Someone had recommended that one, and then lastly, I'm going to be picking up the Peepin' Tom 4K release.
Yeah.
I got the Studio Canal release, and it has some different special features. So what I like about the Studio Canal releases is the fact that they sometimes offer different special features than the Criterion. So it gives me the opportunity to buy both. And that way I have all the special features, because that's what I like about these different multi-buys. You know, people ask me why I have 3 copies of a film. Well, sometimes they have different special features, and I'm all about having all the special features. So those are ones that I'm looking forward to getting.
And how is Peeping Tom? I've never seen that movie.
I've heard great things about it. Nobody said anything negative about it. I haven't seen it yet. I'm probably going to wait and watch it with the Criterion release.
Yeah, I need to find someone who will buy the Criterion but don't care about special features, because the transfer is exactly the same.
It is.
Yeah. Actually, the Studio Canal is probably better because it's a higher density disc, but I just want the special features from the Criterion and I'll keep my Studio Canal.
Yeah.
So are you looking just to buy the special feature disc? I mean, the disc with the special features. So usually with the Criterion, they put the special features on the Blu-ray disc.
Yeah.
I've heard Peepin' Tom is like one of the first slashers. That's what I've heard.
That's what I've heard.
Yeah.
And when I bought To Die For tonight, the cashier told me how much she loved that movie, and it's like I've never seen it before. She said she loved it, and she loved Nicole Kidman's movies in general. So like we talked about the others tonight, you know.
Oh, good.
Man, I'm so curious on Peeping Tom. I'm like, I love slashers, but I know it's not going to be like a modern slasher.
No, it's not.
More like the classic Halloween then?
More like Psycho. I mean, it came out the same year. So think about it from a slasher aspect like Psycho is, but probably not to that level of Hitchcock. And Steve, I was doing this before. That whole shelf there is pretty much every Hitchcock that is physically available today. So and then the 4Ks are somewhere up there. But if you want any suggestions, or like if you want to know how certain movie is, just let me know.
Well, you know, last Friday I watched High Anxiety from Mel Brooks. He just turned 98 today, by the way. Mel Brooks had a birthday today at 98. But that movie is a big kind of it's a tribute to Alfred Hitchcock. And Hitchcock was still alive at the time, and he and Mel Brooks became close friends near the end. I think Hitchcock died like in 77 or something like that, or no, he died in 1980. He was 80 and died in 1980. But he became close friends with Mel Brooks, and that movie High Anxiety references about at least 20 Hitchcock films, and it's a whole thing. It does the Vertigo, and it's a big Northwest. That's the reason why I bought that, because that movie it's kind of a tribute to that movie specifically, and there's a great Psycho.
I haven't seen that since I became like a big Hitchcock fan, so it'd be interesting to go back and rewatch it and like get all the jokes. So it's kind of like a scary movie type of parody.
Right. I loved it though. Both movies, I love both. So.
All right, KB, what do you got on your shopping list?
All right, so we were mentioning before, the $200 gift card for Barnes and Noble, and I told myself, if I say I'm going to get 5, if I'm only going to get 5, I'm going to end up getting more than 5. So I told myself I'm going to get 6. And I'm going to
leeway right
6
there.
is stickable. 5 is all right, but what about this? And this is, like Tony just said, this has been on my want list for like X amount of time. So I picked up 3 today, and 3 are coming out later this month. So I started off, I got Anatomy of a Fall because I really enjoyed it, watching it late last year. So it's only available on Blu-ray. It's 151 minutes, but most of that is the crime drama part of it, the courtroom drama part of it. So it'll be good. Also has an interview with the director and commentary, deleted scenes, blah, blah, blah. And when you watch a movie, you'll fall in love with the dog. whose name is Snoop. That's all I'll say.
Right. Sandra
Um,
Huller. Sandra Huller's in her name, right?
Yes,
the star of
Sandra
the movie.
Hüller. Yeah.
Yeah.
I did pick up the 4K of To Die For.
There you go.
I've seen this since, what was that, 95. So I told my wife, I said, we're going to do like a Nicole Kidman Criterion double feature night. So we'll start off with something quirky and lighthearted, and then I'll show the others. So,
Yeah.
Right.
Yep. And then this was probably the number one on my list because this is Bound. And
Yeah.
I've been trying to find the olive Blu-ray of this for about a decade.
Wow.
And, people wanted to charge me like 60, 75 bucks. I was like, for Blu-ray? No. I was like, it's going to come out on 4K eventually. So I'm glad that Criterion got it. It's Wachowski's. It's, pretty much after they did The Matrix. So you got Gina Gershon and Jennifer Tilly, and another great double feature would be this and Love Lies Bleeding. So that's all I'll say about this movie. If you get the
Can I make a comment about that release? Someone messaged me today on Instagram telling me that there was a known issue with the 4K release only having a Blu-ray disc on the inside. Have you opened it up yet?
That's good.
No.
Open now.
Mine has a 4K.
It did.
Yeah, I can do it right now.
right now. Live on air.
I don't know if some people just do that just to get people stirred up, but I just
We're gonna find out.
when you showed it, it made me think about that.
They hate the Wachowskis that are going to spread some nasty rumors about Bound.
Nope. 4K Blu-ray, unless they
There you
labeled a disc. So
So is it
From
only
Barnes
the
and
one
Noble.
is only the one disc though?
No,
It's
no.
two.
It's got both. Okay.
Yeah, 4K and the Blu-ray.
Good.
For the rest of the month, I'm looking at on the 9th to pick up Le Samurai.
Mhm.
I love that film. It's a French film. It's basically about an assassin, which is super cool. And he just pretty much like if you ever seen Ghost Dog, he follows the way of a
Right.
samurai, hence the title. So another great double feature, Ghost Dog and the Samurai. But on the 16th, I'm picking up Perfect Days. I wanted to see that in theaters, but it came and went way too fast. So I'm going to blind buy that. And then like everybody else on the 23rd, I'm going to get Risky Business as well. I got the, there you go. That's Ghost Dog right there.
Yep.
I got the Blu-ray when we had the St. Louis meetup last year for like $2. And I was like, I don't know when they could bring out the 4K. And,
Yes.
so my sacrifice, thank me. The sacrifice
That's
of me
me.
got that
I'll
Blu-ray.
take that all day. I'll take it for $2. That's a good deal.
I know. We did a lot of great thrifting on meetups. If you ever get a chance to do a meetup, definitely take advantage of that. It's great to meet other people in the community, other blue tubers and whatnot. And then, just hit the stores and find some killer deals. So we had fun with that. Glad you mentioned that, Tony. Thank you.
Yeah.
Yes.
I'm glad you checked it. Yeah. I don't know anybody in Indianapolis that lives near me all that much. I mean, Bob lives in Chicago, but there aren't many YouTubers around me that come through Tim passed through Indiana once and didn't say anything. And he went on to, I think,
Aren't you
Illinois
close to where Movies with Ryan is?
He lives in Evansville, which is like about 3 hours, 4 hours south of me. It's quite a way.
You're near Indy then?
Yeah, I'm in Indianapolis. Yeah.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. No, James from 20th and 21st Century Films is about 15 minutes from me. So
That's awesome.
I wish I could see him more often, but we do like to try to meet up at Barnes and Noble during the sale time. So hopefully we'll get to do that one again.
Yeah, you did that last year. Yeah.
I'm close to Ryan from The Disconnected. He's about 25-30 minutes from me.
Yeah.
So we'll, go to a movie. We'll go on double dates with the wives.
Yeah.
And then he's not as close, but Nathan Jones will come up from Springfield, and he's headed to the UK today. So hope he has a safe flight.
So Frank, what area do you live in?
I live in the beautiful Pacific Northwest. So I live in Oregon.
Get out there.
Oh, nice. Oregon's a beautiful area. What city?
The Portland metro area. So
Nice.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
So you live right on the coast with Mike, which is you're like 7 hours away.
I love it, man. It's like an hour away from like the mountain and the beach, for the most part. And it's I love Portland. So
And you got the Blockbuster not too far away in Bend,
That's
Oregon. Right there, a little
The
Blockbuster.
only
Mega Mike
Blockbuster.
likes it here.
yeah, it's a little drive, but yeah, for sure. It's yeah.
I live in the same state with John Flickinger, which he doesn't. Apparently, he got married and now he barely does anything on YouTube anymore. But he was one of the early YouTubers, if you know the Flick
Mhm.
Pick. You know,
Yep.
he lives
Yeah.
in Fort Wayne. He's from Fort Wayne and lived in Ohio for years, and now he lives in Fort Wayne again. Got married, and no one's seen him on YouTube for 2 or 3 months. That's
That's what
kind of a
happened.
legend.
He does a live stream every once in a blue
Yeah,
moon.
every now and then.
Like,
You know,
I don't even catch it. I just see it like in my
Yeah.
Yeah, me
subscription
too.
thing. I was like, oh, I guess he was on for a couple hours.
Mhm.
He goes on late though. It's usually it
Yeah.
used to be like 2 in the morning or after midnight, and most people
Oof.
could never see it.
Too late for my blood.
Yeah.
All right, Frank, what's on your shopping list?
So as mentioned earlier, I did go shopping. So
Oh yeah, let's see those.
yeah, I did, so the ones that I got was Bound.
There you go.
Mhm.
These are like 3 out of the 4 are all first time watches. So haven't seen this one. Very
Yeah.
excited. This one I did see, but it was many moons ago, and that was Train Spotting.
Yeah. Right.
Love it.
Yeah.
Hate the packaging.
Yeah, I just heard some horror stories about the
Right.
packaging and everything, but mine is like mint. That's
Awesome.
guys. That's also part of the damn reason why I love shopping in person
Yeah.
because I can
Right.
just take out the and yeah.
Oh.
Seriously,
Oh.
man, the
He's right.
employees over at Barnes and Nobles were just fantastic. He got it from the back, like he checked it out and everything. So, what's up? Yeah, it was just great customer service. So, and then let's see what else. And then I got Peeping Tom. It'll be a first time watch.
There you go.
Very excited for this. And the last one I got that was Criterion was
Yeah.
Blue Velvet.
Mhm.
Awesome.
So
Good one.
very excited to see these movies. Yeah, I just love shopping in person, man. I
do too.
just love it. Also, and then so I forgot because everyone mentioned like the others. I was gonna bring out To Die For. That was my other. I was gonna switch it. But yeah, I love this movie so dang
Wow.
much. Vibrant colors in it. Nicole Kidman was just. I saw this movie when I was young, and holy cow, I was just. She is captivating in this movie. Her character arc in it, it's just oh my goodness. Yeah, fantastic movie, man. To Die For is phenomenal.
I'm gonna
Well,
watch
can
it
we
tonight.
can we just give Nicole Kidman? I don't know what it is, but she is great in everything that she does.
Right.
She can play any kind of role, any
Mhm.
kind of genre, and she's just excellent. And she's been acting for so long.
So
Mhm.
It's
long.
amazing. What an amazing career she's had.
What's
Mhm.
that movie that it was? She was one of the 3 women, and they did like
Right.
super makeup jobs to make them
Right.
look like the real life characters.
Mhm.
Yes,
was
yes.
it?
Didn't
I
even
saw
look
that.
like her. It didn't even look like her, did it?
It was
Yeah.
about the whole Fox News thing.
Yeah.
Right.
The ladies, I forgot.
What it's called.
I saw it in the
Was
theater.
it,
But anyway,
Bombshell?
she was great in that too.
Bombshell might be right.
Bombshell.
That
That's
sounds
it.
brilliant.
Yeah, I was thinking about the hours. That's what Mika's saying in the chat. But her makeup in the hours, she looked like
Yeah.
a totally different person.
Yep.
Yeah, I haven't seen that one. Let's see. The ones that I want to get later on is In the Mood for Love, Risky Business. You guys talked about it already. Ghost World,
There you go.
Carnival of Souls, and House. Because I'm
Yeah.
a horror fan, so you guys know me. But yeah, so
It's
Excited.
a crazy one.
that's what
Have you ever seen In the
that's my
Mood for
style.
Love?
I have a long time ago. I went through. So I mentioned a long time ago, but in my videos that the movie that changed me a lot was Old Boy, and that movie I just couldn't believe how just how wonderful international films were that I didn't know about. And
Mhm.
so I just went on a binge of like watching Asian films, international films. Like I saw Amelie, I threw that in there. Like it was, I mean, there's just so many great international films that we just don't kind of realize. And so Yeah, of course. Like for me, I saw like a lot of like Asian horror films, but I saw In the Mood for Love, and no pun intended. Yeah, I just loved it. It was just so dang good. And Tony Loing, or I forgot his name.
Yeah.
Yeah, he is phenomenal. He's a phenomenal actor, and oh my goodness, yeah,
Yeah.
just a great love story. Just I highly recommend it.
The reason I asked that is because when they did the box set of Wong Kar-wai, they kind of put a color filter. They recolored the movie.
Yeah.
If you get that in the box set, or if you get that on 4K, it looks green. It's green like Matrix green.
Wow.
So when I went to get it, I was like, well, I'm not getting a box set yet. Should I splurge to the 4K with the recolorization, or try to find the old Blu-ray as hard as I can? And I found the Blu-ray because I want to see it the way I originally saw it, which is probably going to be, like how you saw it too. But just be aware of that. If you get the 4K and it looks different, that's why.
That's the In the
Oh,
Mood for
wow.
Love.
Yeah.
In the Mood for Love.
I did not know that.
So you're saying not to get the 4K?
Well, if you've never seen it before, I
Yeah.
mean, for quality purposes and just for, I guess, the way they decided to restore it, that's
Mhm.
going to be the way it appears. But
The green.
the green into it.
Was
Like,
there an
even-
error into
What's
the
that?
restoration, to the color grading? Was there like an error or something?
No,
Or,
no, that was intentional. Like
Mm.
even the scenes that kind of reference it in Everything Everywhere All at Once, you'll see it has more of that green tint to it.
Okay.
If you get that nod to that movie.
Mhm.
So maybe that's what they originally intended, but couldn't do it that way. So that's the
Mhm.
way it's done now on the 4K.
Interesting. Yeah, I haven't seen it in such a long time, but I remember loving it. But I don't remember like it kind of being like a greenish.
Yeah.
Huh? I didn't know that.
If you have like a library, you might want to rent the original on Blu-ray and then decide if you want it that way, or it might be easier to find the 4K, harder to find the Blu-ray.
But for the Criterion release, it's going to have the Blu-ray and the 4K, correct?
Yes. On the
So I
4K
can
one,
actually-
I believe it has both.
Oh, okay.
All
I would
right.
have to double check, but yes, I believe so.
All right, time to bust out my shopping list here. First priority, like you guys all said, Risky Business. I've never seen the movie though, so I'm super excited. I like the Tom Cruise movies. I'm hoping it's very just 80s cheesy fun. I don't know if it's going to be that, but we'll see. I heard it's a little bit more dramatic than I'm expecting. Because I kind of first expected like Ferris Bueller's Day Off, but I heard it's not that at all. So we'll see what happens.
There's humor in it though. But yeah,
Okay.
it's not a slapstick kind of humor, crazy humor.
And then I do want to get The Big Chill. I heard that's a good one that I would like. It's in my wheelhouse. It's like a coming of age story, right? So I just don't know if that's going to get a 4K. That's the only thing I'm worried about picking up the Blu-ray. I do want to get Broadcast News. That's another Blu-ray. I heard that's a funny comedy. So once again, I'm trying to get more comedies. I feel like those are easy watching Criterions. I will get the use out of them, rewatches. Let's see. I also want to get a Pinocchio. Oh, KB showing that Pinocchio cover. I'm like, oh, it looks so good. I need that one.
You've seen it
I like
before?
animation.
Like on Netflix?
Yeah. I streamed it, and I don't know if I fell asleep during it though. I feel like I need to watch it again. No, it was good though. It was good. It's very intense, way different than I expected. But I just liked how it looked. I love the stop motion animation, and so I want to dive into the special features. I think I'll like that even more than the movie itself, because I always think stop motion animation is just interesting to learn about.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And then I do want to see Wildlife. I think that's what it's called.
Yes.
Jake Gyllenhaal, right?
Mm-hmm. It's really good.
Yeah. I heard that's one I'd probably like, so I'll check that out. So that's the 5 for sure I want to get. The other ones, if I feel a little wild, One False Move, I might get.
Mm-hmm.
The other one, the Chilly Winters movie. I forgot the full title, but that's
like that one.
The Jackie Chan collection, that one I'm more cautious on. I do want to see more martial arts films as part of like my movie goals this year, but I don't know if I'll like them because they're very classic Jackie Chan, right? So I'm on the fence on that one. I did want to see Foreign Correspondent at one point because I'm a Hitchcock fan as well, and I want to get all the Hitchcock titles. But then I watched a couple recent Hitchcock titles where I'm like, I didn't love these. So, but it was more like his silent era British stuff. So then I'm
Right.
like, I don't know. Should I go try Foreign Correspondent now? So that's a maybe.
Yeah.
But there you go. That's my list right there.
Yeah, definitely. A lot of those that you mentioned are definitely worth the buy. Jackie Chan, I think you would probably want to hold off on, if you're not a fan of that. You know what I mean? But the other ones that you mentioned are all great films. I haven't seen the Jackie Chan films. I've got it in the collection, but I've never opened it up for whatever reason. It's just like on the bottom of my want to watch list.
Mhm.
Right.
Same here. I got it like on a cheap whatnot auction, and I'm like, I'll watch this like one Saturday or something,
Right.
and then that Saturday hasn't gotten here yet.
That's good. I can hold off on those then.
Yeah.
I haven't seen too many Jackie Chan stuff, like not the classic stuff. I like his
Right.
modern comedy, Rush Hour, and all that. But
Yeah, because those are not going to be that.
yeah,
No,
so that's
no.
why I'm like, yeah.
If you were to get any of those, one false move would probably be my top recommendation.
Ooh.
I would
All
say the first of these are the first two of these is
Police
in
Story.
Criterion, which is Police Story 1 and 2.
Mm-hmm.
Super Cop, which is the one with a very young star of Everything Everywhere All at Once.
Michelle
That's not
Yeoh?
included.
Shall we go?
Yeah. So, but if you want to get any Jackie Chan, I'd steer you more towards the
Police
Police Story ones than the
Yeah.
that latest set that just came out.
Okay, that's good to know. Let's see in the chat here before we get into that third round. Double feature podcast saying we really want to grab Anatomy of a Fall and Peeping Tom. Those are definitely on my radar too. That's like if I go into the store and that's what I find there, I might get one of those. Let's see. We got Mel in here, My Killer Podcast. Hello, Mel. Let's see. Everybody saying hello to each other, of course. I love to see that. Let's see. Mel saying I picked up Girl Fight today from Barnes & Noble. Been waiting for that one. Now I am kind of curious on that one. I think I streamed it once and I did like it because it's a boxing movie, right? Or is it fighting? Some kind of fighting in there.
Yeah.
So that one I think I'll get the rewatches out of. So if I see that one in store, I'll probably pick that one up. Oh yeah, people are talking about Girl Fight. Yes, want Girl Fight as well. Yes, grab it for sure. Picked up Transpotting while you're at it. Okay. We got Movie Hunter in here. Hello, Movie Hunter.
Hey.
Double feature saying, yes, you got to do the meetups. They're great. Mel saying, oh, the packaging is terrible for Trainspotting. I do not like those media bucks or whatever they are. The movie is amazing, but it's a media book, not a plastic case. See, I usually look at different media books, though, but that one does look kind of wild, so.
Yeah, and some of the other Criterion packaging, other than just a nice little plastic cases, if they're cardboard, it's really hard to get them back to looking new.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, like Citizen Kane. Like
Yeah,
That's the one I thought of. Yeah.
yeah.
Movie Hunter saying, just my opinion, but Criterion need to get into the Steelbook game, but then all of them will cost like $70. I don't want that.
I know
Probably.
why he wants that, but no.
They're too expensive. I'm done with Steelbooks. They're too expensive now.
They're getting out too easy. Was then delivered.
We got Tiana Loves Movies, another member of the channel. Thank you, Tiana, for supporting the channel on that level. Let's see. We got everybody saying hello to each other. Oh, awesome. Okay, let's get into that third and final round. We'll go quickly through this one so I don't keep everybody here too long. But our third round, what titles would you like to see go to Criterion? And this is going to be interesting. I want to see what direction everybody goes in because everybody usually goes way different on this one. Steve, what are you thinking? What do you want to see on Criterion besides Jurassic Park, of course?
Right, yeah. Well, tonight I watched this one. It's a Richard Linklater movie, and I had it on DVD and I upgraded to Blu-ray. But it's Bernie. Ever seen Bernie with Jack Black?
Mm-mm.
So that
Got it, but yeah, that would be interesting.
Yeah, it's good. Shirley MacLaine, Matthew McConaughey. Obviously, Sideways. I found Sideways on Blu-ray, Mike, for like $7.50.
Nice.
Half price books. Alexander Payne movie. Thank You for Smoking. I've always wanted to get this one again on Blu-ray. I don't know if it's even available on Blu-ray. It's that one. American Splendor. Paul Giamatti movie. Love the.
Good choice.
I know Cinema Dave Media has been wanting to get this one on Criterion forever, and then finally Manhattan, Woody Allen movie. Really love this one. I saw somebody had this on a movie. I think it's Movie Hunter has it or Blu-ray collector. I think he had it on Blu-ray, and so I'd like to get this on Blu-ray, but I'd love to see. I don't think there's any. Is there anything from Woody Allen in the Criterion collection? I don't know.
Yeah, I don't think so.
That's all I got.
It would feel like Annie Hall in there or something.
Yeah.
That'd be
hard to get a license for, but yeah, I would think so. But that's all I have, though.
All right, Tony, what are you thinking?
Yeah, so I really didn't have anything. I thought about what I would like to see, but to me, I really couldn't come up with anything. So I look forward to hearing what all y'all have to say.
All right, let's tag KB in.
All right, I have a few. I'll start off with Scorsese. We mentioned before some of his earlier stuff, like Around Mean Streets. Alice Doesn't Live Here Anymore is one of his titles that it's hard to find.
Yes, it is.
And I think it's stuck on DVD. So it would be nice to see it get the upgrade, kind of like what they did with After Hours, and bring it right to 4K, or even just Blu-ray would be fine. If any of you have ever seen a Louis Buñuel movie, just to take it a little international, I would love to see either an upgrade of some of the titles that are currently on DVD and Blu-ray, bring them up to 4K, or a nice box set would be nice of some of his combination of more well-known titles, and then some not so well-known titles would be nice. And as far as box sets, I've been banging the drum to bring Spike Lee box set to the collection. Not so much for the stuff that we already have, like Do the Right Thing and all that stuff, but more for the things, once again, that is either stuck on DVD or had a very limited Blu-ray release. So 3 titles that I immediately think of is his first feature, which is She's Gotta Have It.
Right.
Another one called Get on the Bus, which was about a group of men going to the Million Man March way back when. And then the one that was on limited Blu-ray release, and you could only find it if you find the Spike Lee Collection Volume 1, is very popular. I mean, he got game with Denzel Washington and former NBA star Ray Allen.
Ray Allen, yeah.
Jesus Shuttlesworth. So I think that would be a great addition to the collection. So a little bit of American stuff, a little international stuff, but definitely stuff I would like to see for sure.
Yeah, I do want to see more directors into the Criterion collection with like director box sets, because we don't see a ton of those. So Spike Lee one would be great. And like you said, you have so many choices you can choose from. All right, Frank, what are you thinking?
First, thanks, Mike, for bringing me on the panel. I really appreciate it. So my movies that I hope maybe someday will be Dog Day Afternoon, Magnolia, Boogie Nights, Children of Men, There Will Be Blood, and Eyes Wide Shut. Although I heard that like Eyes Wide Shut isn't going to get like a 4K at all, but anyway, those are my list.
So. That's a good list.
Yeah. I wonder why Eyes Wide Shut isn't going to get a 4K release. Did they say at all?
It was I saw something on Twitter from gosh, I don't know who Stanley's like wife, no, sister or family member or something. They said that like they're not gonna put the movie out in 4K. So because it's like the 25th anniversary, right? Something like that.
Kubrick, yeah.
Warner was supposed to put it out, and then all of a sudden they had a release date and they got pulled, and they didn't say why. So that's probably why his family, who's in charge of the estate, just said, get that out of here. And someone mentioned, I think it was David mentioned Killers of the Flower Moon. Definitely.
That would be
we need an American release of that, whether it's Criterion or anything else. I'm not importing some French or German thing with, limited features, and I got to put on subtitles and whatnot. So
we need a lot of those Apple streaming originals to come out to some physical media. Like Coda, we need a legit stateside Coda 4K release. How do we,
Yeah,
it's the best
good.
picture winner. Like, come on now. Yeah, hopefully we'll
think.
get it. All right. So my list, I wanted to go with a little bit more mainstream titles, but I think these fit Criterion really well as well. So the classic original Planet of the Apes. You need
Wow.
a 4K Criterion of that one. That would
That's
fit the
interesting.
Criterion collection perfectly.
Yeah.
And I think it would look really good too in 4K with the practical like costumes of the apes. I think would look really good. And then since we have so many Wes Anderson titles already, let's just start completing it all with Isle
Yeah.
of Dogs. Let's get a 4K of this in the Criterion collection, right, to go with the other ones. And then, of course, you got to have some comic related stuff, right? But I think this one would actually fit with a Road to Perdition because it's more crime drama centric.
There you go.
Yeah, let's go.
Yeah,
with
that would be a Spielberg.
Right? That would totally fit Criterion.
Very much Spielberg, yeah. Yeah.
And then we do need Spielberg, and I think Catch Me If You Can would fit really well with the Criterion collection. So let's go with that. And then got to go Coach Carter, one of my favorite movies of all time, inspirational sports story, Samuel L. Jackson. Got to get this one, a really nice 4K Criterion release, and I think it would fit too. And then, of course, we got to have more box sets, so perfect trilogy. And, I got to throw in more superhero stuff. So let's go the Dark Knight trilogy. Let's get all three of these Criterion. Really nice bonus features in there, but all in one pack would look really cool. Yeah, you need more Nolan films in there, right? Does he have any in the Criterion?
Following. First one, the following.
Yeah, following.
Okay, yeah. See, we need to get more Nolan films. So there we go. Dark Knight trilogy.
And no one mentioned the Whole Bloody Affair. Look at that. We need Kill Bill, Whole Bloody Affair. Just one continuous thing. We don't want two separate movies.
One thing that came to my mind is Dangerous Minds with Michelle Pfeiffer.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
one that we haven't really seen a good one of. I'm trying to think of some other ones that haven't really made it past DVDs, but in my mind, it's hard to think of those titles. But I enjoyed every one of y'all's recommendations. Those are all great. That I would love to see those on Criterion release.
Yeah, well, with Tarantino, I was thinking, what about Jackie Brown? That one's kind of one of the most underrated titles that I think they could get the rights to. And why can't they have at least one Tarantino film in the collection? At least one.
It'll piss a lot of people off, I'll tell you that much.
Jackie Brown's pretty. I mean, it's kind of artsy, low budget.
Yeah.
Robert De Niro's in it. I thought it was a good movie. It's like was his third film after Pulp Fiction. It was kind of overlooked a little bit at the time. 1997. I like that movie a lot. I love the soundtrack to it. I have the soundtrack. Recently bought Pulp Fiction on soundtrack for the first time ever. When I watched the 4K, it's like, why not have the soundtrack? I have Jackie Brown. Why don't we get Pulp Fiction? So, and that's a great soundtrack.
Yeah, that's a banger. I love Jackie Brown's soundtrack. Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
That and Dead Presidents. Oh
yeah.
So
that's
good.
Another one that is stuck on DVD. Dead
Presidents?
Yeah.
I for sure thought it would be. That is one of the greatest heist movies of all time. Oh my god, I love Dead
Every
Presidents.
time I hear that Isaac Hayes song, I think of that movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now that you guys are talking some good soundtracks, I'm wondering, should they do a combo of like a vinyl record included with some of these movie releases? Could you guys ever see them like doing a little combo pack of that? I mean, they got vinyl records there. Why not?
There's $50 for a soundtrack for vinyl.
Well, it gets discounted because it's bundled together, right? Doesn't get discounted when you bundle stuff.
50% off. It's $45.
Costs $100.
$50.
Oh yeah. Man, I don't know vinyls. I thought they go cheap. Apparently not.
Yeah, vinyls.
Vinyls that cost upwards of like $30-$40.
Yeah, next time, Mike, next time you're in Target, take a look at their vinyl section.
Oh yeah. Or I'll just look at the movie section because there's always like random vinyl hanging out in there. I'm like, why are you blocking all my movies? All these Taylor Swift vinyl.
Vinyl
out my way.
All right. Let's see. We got Steve saying, I'd love to see Oh Brother, Where Art Thou and Sunset Boulevard get Criterion.
Nice. I could see Sunset Boulevard making it.
Yeah.
Double feature. Love Alice Doesn't Live Here Anymore. One of our favorites.
Yeah.
Jeff likes the Dangerous Minds idea.
Yeah, great.
I'm actively collecting movies stuck on DVD in hopes it sparks it. See, Jeff, you're doing the good work.
Yeah,
Buy all the DVDs and they'll be like, yes, we need Blu-rays and 4Ks for those.
That's weird how that happens, though, because I purchased because I kept waiting and waiting and waiting. But I finally purchased Heaven Can Wait on DVD because that's the
Yeah.
only way to get it. I promise you, the next week it was announced on Blu-ray after years and years and years of me waiting. But there's a
They're
lot of
waiting.
great films. Crimes of the Heart with Jessica Lange, Sissy Spacek, Diane
Mhm.
Keaton. So many great movies that have never made it past the DVDs.
Yeah.
That I would love to
That's
see.
why I
it
still
around.
have a shelf of DVDs over there because it's
Yeah.
like, you know,
Can't
I'll
relate
take
to
them
them.
upstairs and watch it on the Blu-ray player, the old Blu-ray player, but I can't let them go until there's a high def upgrade.
Steve is saying, Jeff, please buy 20 copies of House Party.
4K release.
Hey, go buy 20 copies of The Brave Little Toaster then, because that's only on DVD. We need that on Blu-ray or 4K. It's not even
There
on
you
the Disney streaming service. That's how bad it is out there.
Terrible.
Let's see. Prince saying, KB, do you have Guns Akimbo in your collection?
I do not.
That's
have to look
that's that Harry Potter one. Daniel Radcliffe is in that one. That's a really wacky.
The
kinda-
beginning of that
saw
film
that.
is so damn funny.
Oh, it's
Yeah.
really good.
I saw
It's-
that movie. Yeah, rented it one year.
There
Yeah.
you go. To Criterion. We'll get that. All right. Yes. We vibe, Uncle.
Yes.
Double saying, love Holly Hunter. Would love to see 13 or Living Out Loud on
Oh,
Criterion.
wow.
No.
All right. Well, this kind of wraps out the main rounds of the show here, but we'll give everybody a chance to kind of talk about what they got upcoming on their channel, where people can find you. Audience out there, everybody, links are in the description below, so definitely show them some love. They all do great work like they're going to mention right now. Steve, what do you got going on your channel?
Yeah, so tomorrow I'm going to go to Barnes & Noble again, and I'll do probably a live stream from my or do a video from my car and try to get it out probably tomorrow night. Usually I wait till the next day to do it, but I'll probably try to get it done and get it out. And I haven't done a car, haul in a while, but Barnes & Noble is about the only one to do that. After I get out of the store, I'll turn the camera on and just do a quick video. So I'll probably do that tomorrow. But obviously you can find me on Excelsior Movie Reviews on YouTube and also on Instagram and Letterboxd. You can find me on all the same name, all those platforms. But yeah, great to see everybody tonight. Frank, nice to meet you tonight. Yeah, this is a lot of fun. I love talking Criterion. This is what I do. This is what I do a lot. My videos, the last two videos I've done on Criterion have blown up. So it's a lot of fun. And I love Barnes & Noble too. I love this time of year.
All right, Tony.
Yeah, so I do a video every single day also. This past week, I've done a video every day focused strictly on the Criterion collection. So each day I give 10 recommendations. So hopefully everybody will be able to check those out, get some great recommendations. And then usually I'll just do steelbook unwrappings or whatever else is going on. I do hope to get an out and about at the Barnes & Noble store. Just like Steve, that's usually the only time I'll ever do those type of videos. They're a lot of fun to do. I love to meet people in the Criterion section at Barnes & Noble. You can see people browsing and you kind of get some suggestions. So I look forward to those kind of trips.
And
Love
KB.
KB Loves Movies. So you can find me on Instagram, my YouTube channel, conversations on there. Next week, I am scheduled to have Heath from Serial at Midnight.
Right. Wow.
One of the people I've been waiting a long time to have a chat with. I'm also starting a movie challenge for the month of July. Every July for the last, I guess this is the 12th or 13th year, I focus strictly on sci-fi and fantasy. It's an old DVD forum challenge that comes up every year. So I'm going to be watching a lot of those, cracking plastic on a lot of these 4Ks behind me.
Yeah.
So that'll be good. Old stuff, new stuff. I'm going to start off by watching the Andor series. I got that steel book somewhere back there. So I'll watch that getting started. And then I'll also have another conversation on Wednesday the 3rd. So Serial at Midnight on Monday the 1st.
Wow.
And then another conversation on the 3rd. And we'll be talking sci-fi and fantasy. So come and check me out.
All right, and Frank's.
I'm like the new kid. Just started not too long ago, but yeah, I'm all about physical media. I'm especially big into the horror genre, as you can tell. Just big in the horror genre. And also I've started a video series, the Physical Media Club. So I interview content creators. And that has just been a wonderful experience. And I got July, I got 2 interviews, and they are some pretty good content creators, pretty well-known ones. And I'm just really excited within the physical media and horror world. So I'm really excited for those interviews. And yeah, man, just check me out. So I appreciate it. So yeah, thanks for having me on, Mike. I appreciate it.
Oh, absolutely. Thanks for being here. I know I kind of asked you the last minute too to fill in. And
I love collabing, man. I've been doing it within like the YouTube horror community, and just like I said, everyone's been so welcoming, and I just love it. I mean, I've been doing this for like 5 months, and so it's been a blast. So yeah, and it's been nice meeting you, KB and Steve. So
Yeah, I'm already a fan. I will say if you guys go to Frank's channel, definitely look up his, I guess, recent video talking about the best releases of the first half of the year. I really enjoyed that one. So good job, man.
Oh, thanks. Yeah, I appreciate it. Yeah, I think tomorrow I'm posting like my every month I do like a end of the month haul and stuff like that. But like yeah, thanks for checking out because like yeah, like anyway, yeah, good feedback, and so I appreciate it. So.
And then for my channel, everybody, if you guys don't know me out there, I'm Mega Mike the Movie Man, of course. You can find me on all the socials, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, of course. If you're joining in for the first time, go ahead and mega smash that like and subscribe out there. Turn on the notification bell so you're alerted when a new video posts. I usually drop one every day, so I definitely get you guys the content out there. For Criterion stuff, because I know you guys are Criterion fans out there, I'll point you to a couple of videos on the channel. The video that dropped this morning, I talked about 5
I love it.
And 5 must-owns, and most of these are titles I did not talk about tonight. I think Fast Times was the only repeat, but the other 9 I did not mention on this live stream. So if you love Criterions, you got to check that out, because you don't want to be buying a Criterion you're regretting. You're like, why did I spend all this money on this Criterion? It was not my cup of tea. So you got to check out that video. Also, I'll have another Criterion video in the description too. You can check out. They'll both be in the description. The other one is where I rank my entire Criterion collection. So every Criterion 4K Blu-ray I have, I literally rank them from the worst to the best. Yeah. So that will be in the description below if you guys have not seen that one. There might be some hot takes in there, which are always No. So yeah, I'll definitely point you guys to those 2 in the description after this stream ends. And then once again, also consider membership for the channel if you want to support the channel on another level. Like I said, high tier membership, you get a video choice a month of a topic you want me to do. So if there's a Criterion title, you're like, hey, I want you to go pick up Anatomy of the Fall and unbox and review it for us. Boom, if you're that high tier membership, no problem. I will take care of that this month for you. So just something to consider for funsies out there. But yeah, thank you guys for being an amazing audience. Thank you guys for commenting, being in the chat. If you're watching this on the replay, feel free to leave a comment as well. I will respond to those. Let us know what Criterions you love that you would recommend. What are you looking to pick up this Criterion sale month? Any Criterion titles you want to see get to the collection that aren't there yet? So we'll have those movie conversations, of course. But for now, have a great night, everybody, and happy hunting at your Barnes & Noble or online sites for Criterions out there.